Good afternoon. It's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. And it is afternoon because I wanted to have a victory over that last scrap bag before I checked in. Yep. I stayed up till almost midnight last night, finishing up some projects. Couldn't quite finish off two of the yarns. So I went back at it this morning, knocked it out. So, you might recall, I had the peachy yarn, some orange, sparkly white, and sparkly green. Peach went first. I made a peach axolotl. This is a slightly modified pattern from Umbalka Designs. She has little stick legs for her legs, just like 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and then you go for 10 rounds to make sticks. I did a chain 9, slip stitch back 2, chain 3, slip stitch back 2, chain 3, slip stitch back 2. So now I've made three toes. Then slip stitch into the bottom of the first, where you did your second toe, like at the base of all 3 toes. Slip stitch there, slip stitch 2, then skip 2 stitches, and then slip stitch 2 more, and that makes that little bit of an elbow there with your skipped stitches. So 2 of them you have to sew on right side up, the other 2 you sew on right side down, so that they're all pointing in the same direction. And I don't remember if she does a tail frill. I know, for a true axolotl, the frill should go up the center of the back. But I just did a slip stitch into the tail, chain 4, slip stitches over, chain 4, slip stitch around to make a nice little frill on the back of the tail. So, that was my first peach project. Then, I got cute. Ta-da! I made a hamster with a chocolate chip cookie. Bleaching out with the ring light. Very inexpensive paid pattern from Minigurumi on Etsy. And there's so many different little snacks you could put in the hamster's hands to make it cute. I still had yarn left for the beach. So I made another heart cookie. I was trying to think of, words, a 2-word phrase that I could put on the heart and fit. I didn't quite center the me onto the first word, but that finished off the pink yarn. What did I attack next? Next I attacked the white and the green. And I made a sparkly turtle. Shall I call him Sparky? I just freehand turtles like this. Basically it's the 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 30. But once you get a few rows down, then you start working 1 row even between them. I think I went up to 42 on this guy. He's bigger than most of my turtles. And then the head, I just kept going until it looked big enough, and then decreased a little bit for the neck. And he's sewn on from the bottom, the color change on the bottom, up to about the halfway point. So that the neck is actually sewn on for about 1 inch, so that the head doesn't flop forward. Legs, I think I did 5, then 10, and about 5 more rows even, sewed those on. But there is a flat craft marble. One of these days I'm going to remember to bring back and show you. In each of the legs, so that he stands up without pitching forward. Okay. Then I was looking through Ravelry. I just said, search for green softies projects. And I was looking at what other people made with green. And somebody made a really cute cactus. And I thought, ooh, I could do that. There's my cactus. I started with 6 single crochets in the magic ring, and then I did then I increased around, but my increase around was single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet times 6. Single crochet, double crochet times 6. So I ended up with 12. Then I did an increase in the single crochet, and the double crochet I did as a front post double crochet. So then I just kept going with the single crochet in each stitch. Then you have a stitch, and then your increase. You have 2 stitches, then your increase. The increases were always in the single crochet portion between the front post double crochets. Then when I thought it was tall enough, I didn't want to make it too tall and have it topple over. I joined this tan yarn at the bottom. I think at the bottom I did 2 single crochets, then an increase. Then I did another row that was 3 single crochets, then an increase. Then another row that was 4 single crochets, then an increase. I ended up with 42 stitches. Then I made a pot that went up to 42 stitches. This is with the orange yarn. I went up until I was almost out of yarn. Then I crocheted the pot and the soil together and got the stuffing in there. And then I did 1 row of crab stitch around to finish off the pot. And then for the flower, it was close to midnight. I don't quite remember what I did. I think I did 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and then I did chain 3 slip stitch, chain 3 slip stitch around, and then I just pulled some short strands of yarn through the loops of the magic ring and separated them and fluffed them to give them that foofy flower that needs a trim. And down here on the bottom, I cut a plastic lid to fit the bottom, and I glued 4 or 5 of those flat craft marbles to that so that it's not going to tip over. It's going to stay nice and flat and stand up straight. So that finished off the orange. So now we've got the orange gone, the peach gone, the green greatly reduced, the white greatly reduced. Okay, let's finish off the green. I made a stingray, but didn't finish it off. So I made a bigger stingray, and that, my friends, finished it off. But if you get really up close and personal to that guy, you will see that it's finished off with a different shade of green, because I had enough to make the flat portion of the stingray, but I didn't have enough left to go around the edges. So I found some more sparkly green yarn and finished it off in a slightly different sparkly green. Okay, so now we're just down to sparkly white. So this morning, I got out one of my beloved patterns from my friend Katie at Yarn Society. She has so many great patterns for free on her website. Finley the Fox, I just made him a few days ago. Did I take a picture that I could put up there? He's from her pattern. Hildy the Highland Cow that I make over and over and over and over again. That's one of her patterns. She's a sweetie. and she puts her patterns up on her blog for free. You could go to Ravelry and purchase them, to help her out, but she puts up tutorials on YouTube. If you're having a problem with something, she's probably got a tutorial to help you through it. I made her mini monster, which I call Hug Monster. So the blue on the bottom, I think I did maybe 1 or 2 extra rows of the blue because I was almost out of the blue, and rather than have like 1/10 of an ounce of yarn left, let's just finish it off. Okay, so scrap yarn, but not from the scrap bags, just sitting by my chair. And the white went into the arms. I sat there with a calculator, figuring out how many grams it took for each round of 6 stitches, and calculated how many stripes of pink I could get over the course of the 2 arms so that I wouldn't run out of the pink. And I cut it sort of close, but the math worked. So this finished off that scrap bag. Is that scrap bag 12? I'd have to look at my notes, which I do not have back here. So I had already done the spinning wheel of names and determined that I was going to get one of the twins out because I had the 2 bags of scrap yarn and I said they were twins. And I called them Jacob and Esau, and I got Esau out. And I carefully sorted the yarn out into my light box. And that's what I ended up with. And I was like, wow, some of these different colors is probably enough to make something just from those colors. So I got a bunch of scrap Ziploc bags and sorted it out like that so that I had color groups together in the bags. And then I took a look at the other twin, Jacob. And there were a lot of some of those colors, like the brown, green camo and the blue, green, purple camo are variegated, and the blue and the purple. So I made the executive decision to make them conjoined twins. I dumped the other bag. No, I didn't dump it. I just took it and I was like pulling out, like, okay, here's blue, green, purple, blue, green, blue. Take a handful, put it in that bag. Purple, 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 put it in that bag. All these blues, put them in that bag. So that is what all of the completed bags together look like. So I do have one bag here that is a lot of pinks and purples. The green, brown camo, there's a pretty good amount of that. Oh, I should have told you. The first bag had 97 little scraps of yarn in there. I didn't count with the second one. I didn't want to know. Okay, this is my miscellaneous blues. Look at all the purple. This is what I used before to make the eggplant and the dolphin. So I could easily make another pretty big project. I could make like a purple dinosaur. I think I'm going to make a purple dinosaur. Like a royal blue. There's enough there to make a bigger project. This isn't fitting into the... I brought this out to put it in. And with 2 bags, it's not fitting very well. All the blue, green, purple camo. There's a lot of that. A dark navy. Not quite as much. Maybe 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. Bright blue. Oh, here's another miscellaneous. Gray, green, red. Very small miscellaneous. And just black. So I feel like this won't be as bad as some of the other scrap bags because I was able to consolidate them like that. So I have more where I can make a bigger project and cross one of my bigger projects off my to-do list. So it's after lunch. I'm going to go have some lunch. And I think I have a little bit of computer work to do because I haven't updated any videos for a few days. But I'm going to go have some fun. After taking a break from the really scrappy bags for a while and working on orange and more orange and more orange, it seemed like for 2 weeks, everything I made was orange. So it's sort of nice to get back to the variety of a scrap bag again. But it's nice to take a break. And after this, once I'm done with this set, I think I'm only going to have like 4 bags left to go. So the end is in sight. Yay! Okay. I hope you liked my projects. I'm sorry that so many of them were free-handed. Just looking at them, well, the ones that there are patterns for are Mini Monster from Yarn Society, Theresa's Crochet Shop Stingray, the other Stingray, whose name I don't want to butcher, so I'll put it up there, the Hamster from Minigurumi, the Axolotl from Umbalka Designs. I'm probably butchering that one too, but I have fun butchering it. And the sugar cookie, the heart sugar cookie from Stringy Ding Ding. Ta-da! Okay. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go play with yarn.